As you can see, this is a industrial estate with a couple of wind turbines, and a few years ago a trench system was found. So this is called the Yorkshire trench and the dugout. Looking at the diagram, I'm standing about here in the car park. Looking at the trench system itself, this bit here is a 1915 trench line, which doesn't exist at the moment. This is the trench line that does exist, and then the light shaded area here, two walkways that lead into the underground dugout. So I'm standing about here, and you can see what they've done here is on the surface they've put in the lines of where the underground dugout is. So this is a little room off the main corridor here. There's a side corridor with rooms either side. So if I was to go down 10 metres from this spot, I'd be in the tunnel, and the entrance is over there. And let's have a look in the trench. Okay, from the diagram again, this is the line of the 1915 trench that doesn't exist. You can just see the path that matches the layout of the dugout below. Here is it's called an A-frame, so this is what would have been built at the bottom of the trench. So that's to separate the people walking across the bottom of the trench from the mud and dirt below, because the water in this area is atrocious, as you'll see in a second. Right, this is the remade 1917 trench line. We'll go down here. Now obviously the sandbags are long gone. These have been made out of concrete in an attempt to mimic what it was like. Now, I don't know how realistic the depth is here. Now on this left hand side it's about 5.5 feet. On the right hand side it's nearer 6.5 feet. And I presume the Germans were that way. So we go through the trench. Here's the first entrance to the dugout. So that goes down 10 metres. When it was dug out, obviously they found certain items, but today, can't quite see in the video, but the water comes up to the point there. It's only about 2 foot below the surface of the ground here. Or rather where I'm standing. It's probably about a metre or so below the ground level, which is probably about here. So no venturing down there today. Right, you can see here there's a sign, firing line. And what you've got is a plate with a very small peephole. Now that would have looked out across no man's land. Today all you see is the wind turbine and then any passing traffic, but there isn't anything at the moment. Obviously the aim of that was to allow people to look out but not get shot. If you were stupid enough to put your head above that parapet, the chances are that a sniper in a similar position in the German trench would have taken a pot shot at you. One observation here is, again, it might be difficult to see on video, but the width at the shoulders is barely, what, a metre? The path, as you can see, it's not really very wide. I'm not quite sure if this is realistic exactly as it was, it's slightly smaller, because it's very difficult for two men to pass along here. Again, there's another couple of peepholes here. So there's one up there. It's even got the standing board. Right, here's the second entrance. Again, you need diving gear to go in there. Looks at one point as though tourists could go in because it's got lighting in there, but as it says on the information at the beginning, and you can see from the water that it must have been very difficult, first of all, to build these trenches and the dugout, but secondly to keep them dry. Right, so up at the surface on the other side of the trench now. So again, this is the line of the initial trench, the 1915 trench. Here's where that last dugout entrance comes out. That goes all the way down, so that's going down 10 metres to that point. And then you've got all the rooms underneath. And that is the Yorkshire trench site.